Happy birthday, ABEC! 10 years old this spring. In 2002, business leaders knew, as they do now, that education and economic development walk hand in hand. Attracting leading high-wage companies to Arizona is predicated on having a school system that produces graduates who can contribute to the workforce, and a school system that can provide strong education to the children of those high-wage employees. Thus, ABEC, a statewide organization to advocate for public education, was born.
ABEC was born as a result of a number of superintendents and business leaders in the Phoenix area sitting down, realizing that we cannot do the work that must be done separately. We must get together. And so they asked a few of us from around the state to get involved as well. I was anxious to do that because we'd formed some business relationships in Pima County that were paying off, quite frankly, in the way in which we worked together. And so we did. We got together, formed ABEC. And the difference today, as compared to what it was like before ABEC, is significant. Today, on critical issues to the state, we're able to have a common voice, one that sends a message not only to the political structure, but also to the community that we are one in terms of our desire to do what's right.
Long-term commitment, staying the course for the long haul, is a key element of ABEC membership. Interestingly enough, many of the original founders of ABEC continue to be actively involved. ABEC is focused on public policy to support and improve the K-12 public school system, with linkages to pre-K and post-secondary education and the workforce. Leadership is equally shared between education and business. ABEC's work is guided by 4 actions: educate each other, collaborate on finding common ground, advocate for that consensus, and influence others.
ABEC is a voice for common ground for both business and education. As a superintendent serving on the ABEC board, I came to better understand the concerns of business about tax issues and the economy in general, and to develop a better understanding of those issues beyond the boundaries of the district in which I worked. I realized by sharing our perspectives and discussing the pros and cons of issues, both education and business had similar long-term interest. Both groups want our state to prosper and our residents to lead healthful, productive, and contributing lives. As for the Arizona School Administrators Association, our focus is improving and enhancing the capabilities of persons in leadership positions in our schools and district offices. ABEC's work in school finance, public policy, and its goals for student success align with the Arizona School Administrators Association's mission. Additionally, the ABEC conference topics and presenters provide yet another avenue for our members' professional development. ABEC has been and continues to be a valuable link between the leadership in the business community and that in our schools.
Business wants and needs the best workforce in the world. All of us have a role to play in building an education system and creating learning opportunities that will help our children successfully meet future challenges. Helping our communities achieve this will require all the best minds from business, government, nonprofits, and others working together to make lasting change. ABEC's work and partnerships are essential to moving education forward in Arizona.
As the voice that connects business and education, we are good at convening. We convene groups to meet with national officials. For example, the U.S. Secretary of Education under the Bush administration and the Deputy Secretary of Education under the Obama administration, among others. We convene crash courses on complex topics such as taxation, school finance, and teacher preparation. We convene focus groups around the state to learn about complex issues. Even if we cannot find common ground on an issue, ABEC convenes others and facilitates continuing conversations. For example, ABEC convened a group representing different organizations and disparate opinion to find common ground on the possibility of a ballot initiative. Months of facilitated dialogue brought the group to consensus on many big ideas and very close to complete agreement. ABEC has been noticed for its efforts in communication and in advocacy, receiving the inaugural Leaders of the Year in Public Policy and Education from the Arizona Capital Times, and an Award of Excellence from the Arizona School Public Relations Association. ABEC has never been timid about tackling the hard issues. For example, ABEC's Business and Education team completed the work of redesigning the school funding system with proposals that have been shared with leaders around the state. Today, there appears to be genuine interest in these proposals from a task force on school finance, a subcommittee of the Governor's Arizona Ready Education Council. A tough, complex issue takes time, consensus, and communications, as well as good relationships. Turning education and collaboration into advocacy takes building relationships with policymakers, a focus of ABEC. The ABEC Legislative Connection is a members-only event that's grown in attendance from the ice cream social room in the Capitol to a tent on the lawn. Catered by students from local CTE programs, attendees include school board members, students, heads of nonprofits and associations, business members, and superintendents, and it is the place to be to hear about upcoming legislation on education.
Congratulations, ABEC, on 10 years of great service to Arizona's children and the education community. One of the things I value most in my relationship with ABEC is the ability to vet legislative ideas with business leaders and education leaders from across the state. I appreciate also the ideas that ABEC brings forward each legislative session in our efforts to partner together to move the needle forward for the education of all of our children. I look forward to partnering for another decade as we continue to work hard to make Arizona a great place to live and learn. Congratulations.
ABEC's initiatives usually are targeted toward a policy change. For example, ABEC has always advocated for high expectations for Arizona students. But not long ago, Arizona had minimal graduation requirements. The Arizona Academic Scholars Initiative was an effort to encourage high school students to choose on their own to take a more rigorous course of study in preparation for post-secondary education. The ABEC policy interest, however, was to increase graduation requirements. This action was ultimately taken by the State Board of Education, as ABEC reported over time that more and more students were stepping up to take additional math and science in their coursework. So what about the future? What's the potential for ABEC to remain relevant?
As you can see by those who presented prior to me, the history of ABEC is about building consensus, what we've done and where we're headed. Our goal has always been to maintain higher expectations for education in Arizona, and this is especially true as we begin to introduce the Common Core standards. This allows us the opportunity in the future to engage the entire state in this effort. We believe that we have the best chance as ABEC in having an impact on education and this introduction of the Common Core standards, because as a business and education coalition, we believe that we really bring a holistic, community-wide perspective on these issues.
ABEC, the Arizona Business and Education Coalition, where business and education voices connect to educate, collaborate, advocate, and influence others. We appreciate the founders and the many supporters who started and stayed with us for 10 years and counting.